Welcome to Coco and Teal Speech Therapy. I'm Teal, this is Coco. I am a speech-language pathologist, and I'm white. This is an unsurprising statistic given that our national organization, the American Speech Adhering Association, estimates that 91.4% of all practicing SLPs in the country are white. This number for African American speech-language pathologists is 2.8%. Like many white Americans, in the past I've avoided having conversations with other people about how race does or doesn't affect me or other people. I'm not alone in this failing. 75% of white parents never or almost never talk about race with their children. This number in comparison to non-white parents who are 3 times more likely to have this discussion with their children than white parents. What I'd like to do in today's video is share some research related to our current understanding of how babies and toddlers understand and interact with race. In addition, I want to introduce several African American speech-language pathologists who make videos like me for YouTube. Phyllis Katz was a researcher from the University of Colorado who studied babies' reaction to race as early as 6 months old. In Phyllis Katz's study, she showed babies photographs of faces. Katz found that babies will stare significantly longer at photographs of faces that are of people who are a different race from their parents. This indicates that the baby is finding the face more interesting, more out of the ordinary. Race itself was obviously not a construct in the baby's mind, but they're noticing a difference and spending longer looking at those photographs, trying to figure out what that difference is or what that difference means. In another study, when researchers presented 30-month-olds with photographs of children of different races and asked them who they might like to play with, children were significantly more likely to choose children from their own race than children of a different race. Children as young as 3 years old have been observed using race as part of a criterion for excluding certain kids from their play networks. White kids who were shown pictures of white and black children and asked whom they like to be friends with, 86% of the time chose white children. So if you thought your baby, 1, 2, or 3-year-old isn't yet old enough to notice and understand differences of race, we are wrong. This is the age where we should begin talking to toddlers about similarities and differences between races and calmly and gently correcting their misconceptions or statements that might feel to us to be racially insensitive. In case you're interested in learning more about the African American speech-language pathologist perspective, I've rounded up a list of some African American YouTubers who are speech-language pathologists who might be able to offer more insight on some of the topics that I introduced in this video. These YouTube speech pathologists are Pretty Speechy Bay, Pebbles Grayson, That's Sojaya, Imani Busby, Classic Casey, and Speak from the Heart. Thanks for watching another episode of Coco and Teal Speech Therapy. See you next week.